You know what's gonna happen? They're not gonna have any other choice but to acknowledge your success. Everything that you've been through, everything that you have been trying to accomplish in your life, it's not gonna go unnoticed. Not even just this year, but this goes back 3, 4, maybe even 10 years for some people. You've really been on a journey to find your purpose and to make your purpose work best for you in creating that wealth and that success for yourself. When you're that type of person that's motivated, ambitious, you're really trying to build something for yourself and your family, a lot of times you're surrounded by a lot of people that don't think that way and feel that way. You're surrounded by a lot of people that don't see the vision. So when you're trying to get to that higher level of success, you're trying to gain, generational wealth. You're trying to do things that your family has never done or even seen before. Most times you're going to be surrounded by people that are not on that same mindset. And not to say that they're bad or any worse or you're any better, but that's just how it is. You're going to be surrounded by people that don't understand. And especially your friends and your family, they're not going to understand what you're trying to do. For the most part, they're not going to even acknowledge what you're doing. That's one thing that you have to get comfortable with when you're trying to gain success and do something different and change like the generational path of your family. You have to get comfortable with people not acknowledging you. Because if you don't, sometimes you'll start to set up bitterness and hatred towards them. You're only human, so we're going to have our moments where we crash out sometimes and feel a certain way. But for the most part, it is so important for you to acknowledge and understand the people around you. They're not going to get what you're doing and trying to accomplish for your family and for yourself. They're not going to understand it. For the most part, they're not even going to acknowledge it. You will be sitting up, you'll be like, dang, why my family don't tell me good job, or why they don't acknowledge? Because it's not set up to be that way. You are the generational curse breaker. You are the one that was sent to do something different in life. You are the one that's strong enough to withstand, lack of support, lack of validation, lack of, not to say that you are not deserving of that, because you are. But you are strong enough to be a lone wolf and to stand by yourself and to move through life and to push boundaries that people in your family are afraid to do. You're strong enough to do that, and you've been doing that. Your accomplishments and the things that you've been doing, they're not going to go unnoticed, because this upcoming year, 2025, it is your year. It's your year to shine. It's your year to step into the light and show people who you really are. It's your year for you to show all of the work that you've been doing in the dark. All of those times and all of those years when people thought you weren't doing anything, you were just at home watching TV. No, you were doing internal work. You were doing mental and emotional work. You were doing work that most people are afraid to do. You're meditating, you understanding your traumas and your triggers, and you were going over past things, and you were really doing so much work, and it was being done in the dark. Only you in spirit knew about it. You know what I'm saying? So all of the work that you've been doing in the dark, it's about to come to the light. You are about to step into your biggest and highest timeline. It's time for you to step into your success. That light is going to be beaming and shining right on you, because you've done the internal and the emotional and mental work in the dark. And now it's time for everybody to see it out in the open. Your physical reality is about to change. Everything around you is about to change, because it's your time to shine. Don't worry. Don't feel unvalidated, because you validate yourself. You give yourself that support and acknowledgement and accomplishment. Be proud of yourself. You've come so far, you've done things that the normal person couldn't do. It is so hard to confront yourself and to acknowledge your flaws and the things that you need to work on. The hardest thing that you can do in life is face yourself. And you've done that. And now it's your time for the whole world to see it. They're not going to have any other choice but to acknowledge your success. And it's here.